Hello and welcome to 360 Gamercast, episode 757 for Tuesday, the 25th of November, 2025. I'm your host, Mark Webb, gamertag Pearson ID, Steam ID, Webby, 360G, and joining me today is...
It's Graham, or GHamOx14 again, and...
Sensei Switch, back.
Back in action. We missed you last week. Yeah. It was very strange not to have you on, actually, because obviously you're on pretty much every single week. So it was a bit lonely.
That was all right. You had, I can't remember what his name was, but
Nick and Brooksy, yeah.
That's it. I laughed because I stuck my head in or opened up Discord last week to see who was actually on.
Yeah.
Like, I was thinking, if there's, I'll be anyone, I'll jump in for 45 minutes or something. And I noticed Brooksy was on his own in the one of the chat rooms.
Yeah.
Gaming or something. And then it was funny when I was listening to it. And he was like, he's in the wrong chat. Right.
Yeah. Trying to get him in the right one. Yeah. I don't know why people find it so confusing, because it's quite simple. But there we go. It's all good.
It's in a separate area, isn't it? Just above where you've got the normal chat channels are quite open.
Yeah, I suppose there is a lot of different rooms in the Discord. It's quite a busy place. But yes, all good, man, all good. Right, so we're going to do it a bit backwards this week. We're going to talk about news and then games played, because there's been quite a bit of news this week. But I wanted to start off the podcast because I wanted to take a little bit of a trip down memory lane a little bit, because this podcast was originally an Xbox 360 only podcast. And this past week was the 20-year anniversary of the Xbox 360 launch.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe it when I saw that news. I was like, 20 years.
Yeah.
Like, I remember that launch day like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
It is insane to me, you know. And then, I'm not going to go over my launch day story again, because I've talked about it a lot on the podcast, so people have probably heard it 100 times. But it was quite interesting because a lot of YouTube channels like Digital Foundry they've been doing some retrospectives. So on the Digital Foundry Retro Show, they did an Xbox 360 show this week, and they actually managed to get an unboxed launch day console.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
They were heavy as well, weren't they?
Yeah.
The original 360.
Yeah, so they unboxed it live. Well, not live, but they unboxed it for the video.
Nice.
And it was quite interesting because they unboxed it, went through all the packaging, and then went through the... then they turned it on and went through, obviously, the original software of the dashboard and all that. And I was like... memories for me was just like, oh, my God, that is just insane. Yeah. So... And they were playing it on a CRT TV, because obviously 20 years ago, that's what most people had, was a CRT TV. You know, flat screens and HD wasn't really a thing then. So yeah, it was just quite fascinating just to watch their video and just realize how far we've come in 20 years in tech. You know, with consoles and TVs, like screen tech. So
screen tech and stuff, yeah. Like game tech, I don't know.
No, I mean, Xbox 360 and PS3 generation, I still think is the golden age of gaming.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, I don't think we'll ever get back to an era so good. But no, it was just quite. It was just quite interesting. Because I'd like that a lot of websites and YouTube channels have been running down like the top 20 games, and I watched one that had that they were talking about 1 versus 100, and that gave me loads of memories because I remember it was on at like 7 p.m. on, I can't remember what day, say a Tuesday, so I'd be like rushing home from work just to get my Xbox on to get into 1 versus 100, and you know, all those experiences that were so magical to me on Xbox 360, like those sort of things just don't exist anymore on anything.
No.
It just...
Well, I think we've talked about it before, like Xbox 360 era, it felt like a community.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like you had obviously all of these interactive games. You were able to watch like the E3 events like through your consoles and stuff, and there'd be like demos and stuff you could download after the show.
Yeah.
You had obviously the, as you used to call them, the Bopsy twins that used to do their weekly little talks and stuff and talk to the customers about what was coming and running through the Xbox Live Arcade stuff again.
Yeah, Major Nelson was a big figure because he was the social media kind of guy.
The spokesman, wasn't he?
Yeah, and he went on Twitter this week, running down some memories and showing off like the launch day T-shirt he still got for work, because like the launch team for Xbox all got their own T-shirts and special Xbox consoles, like the faceplates.
Yeah.
And this is all like, because I remember like faceplates, man, like you could customize like the front of your original Xbox 360s. And as Zacalyptic in the Twitch chat, hello, is just saying that the Blades dashboard was amazing. Back. And even now, because they ran through that on the Digital Foundry video, and it was just such a sleek and simple design. Yeah, but it's just, everything was just so easy to find as well, and it's just, I just got some big nostalgia vibes this week when I saw that it was a 20-year anniversary. Because I think for all three of us, it was a magical time for all of us. I think it was when we really like got online on gaming and were gaming with each other and stuff like that, So, yeah, I just wanted to mention that very briefly before we talk about everything else, because it's just, man, I just...
Talk about something good before we start ragging.
Oh, actually, I'm quite positive. I'll tell you what, this week's podcast from me, on a personal level, I think is going to be pretty positive, to be honest.
Good.
So, that's good. Oh, Zacalyptics just said he's a long-time listener since around episode 70. Wow. Think it was called Turtle. Oh, the episode. Oh, okay. I did have some funny episode names back then. And now, which is even more awesome, with AI, I get AI to generate me a podcast image every week, which is even better. So, yeah, love it. So, but no, just going back to 360, yes, I've got lots of nostalgic vibes this week. 20 years, I can't believe it's gone that quick. Yeah, wow, crazy. So, let's get into some news and stuff this week then, because we have actually done our Xbox 360 special podcast on Patreon quite a while ago. So if you want to listen back to that, you'll be able to find it on there. Because we went through all the old systems, didn't we? PS3, Xbox 360, all the PlayStations, all the Xboxes, etc. I've got my notes in dark mode, and it's making it actually very hard to see the writing. What's this one? Let's talk about this. So there was a show this week, and I didn't know there was a show put on the screen, but it was called the Xbox Partner Preview Show, and it was roughly an hour, and I had no idea what was happening until the day. So that was fine, because I found out about it in the morning and then watched it live in the evening. I think it was on around 6 o'clock. And actually, I know we've been ragging on Xbox quite a bit recently. And I'm going to preface this by saying that pretty much all the games shown at this are coming to other platforms as well. But it was actually just quite nice to see an Xbox show where there was quite a lot of good looking games there, in my personal opinion. I know not everyone shares that opinion, but they showed off the new car for 007 First Light, which I thought was quite cool, and Aston Martin Valhalla, which I thought was quite cool. And then they showed a new game, a game that I'd never heard of, called Armitus, which looks like kind of a horror type, third-person type Dark Souls game, but you get guns. I thought that looked quite interesting.
Like Remnant, then.
Yeah.
I suppose, in a way.
Kinda, yeah. Yeah, like third person, and you have guns, but it's very like set in a weird type Dark Soulsy type world, if that makes sense. I thought it looked pretty good, to be honest. From the trailer, I mean, obviously you don't know until you see a bit more gameplay, and they showed off a little bit, but it just looked like, set in like there's a guy in a suit of armor, but he had a gun and had all these fucked up enemies like from Dark Souls and that. So I thought that looked quite good. So check out the YouTube video for that. It's called Armitus. So that looked pretty cool. That's coming 2026, and that is coming to Game Pass as well. So that's pretty cool. And there's a game that actually, I'm going to have to talk about this as a game's played as well, aren't I? Because a couple of games I actually announced at this show came out that day. And there was a game that actually they showed that looked quite cool. And I've only played about an hour of it. It's called Cloverpit. Did you guys see
Is
this?
this like based on the non-existent fourth Cloverfield film?
No. So basically, like, what's that fucking card game that I play a lot? Balatro, yes, that. Thank you very much. It's very similar to Balatro in a weird way, but you're basically in this locked room and you're playing a fruit machine, right?
Oh.
And you get money and you can do 5 or 7 spins. But as you get money, you got to pay off the debt on this other machine to the right. And then you can buy perks like in Balatro to get more money or to get extra perks on the spins and things, right? But if you don't pay off the debt, basically the trapdoor below you opens and then you die and then you can start a new game. And it's surprisingly quite addictive because it's just like it's kind of random in the aspect of what perks you can get. But it's just quite interesting because basically, like, you get that, and then there's like a little phone that rings every so often, and you can basically sacrifice money for this specific extra perks as well. So you can make the runs you can get more runs going, more turns going in that run, and it's kind of like the graphics are kind of old school, kind of Doom style, if that makes sense, but not shit. It's hard to explain unless you see it. It's quite fun, man. Like, I was sitting there playing it, and my missus was chatting to me, and she was like, "Oh, dinner will be ready in a minute." And I was like, "Oh, I've got to finish this run," And I was really enjoying it. I think this would actually be a really good game to buy on Steam to play on the Steam Deck because you can just sit on the sofa and play this, keep them going. But obviously, I was playing it on my Xbox / my PC as well. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. So again, I really like what they've done here is they've announced it at the preview at the show, but then they've launched it on the service straight away because it's a nice surprise, isn't it? So yeah, it's a really good game. It's very highly reviewed on Steam. It's very positive. Everyone's loving it. Obviously, it's on Game Pass. It's also out on PlayStation to purchase as well. I'm not sure if it's on Switch or not. I haven't checked, but it would easily run on there. But no, it's a nice little addictive roguelike game, but it's literally just a slot machine with like really weird shit happening as well. So yeah, it's really, really fun. So check it out if you've got Game Pass or even if you don't, because it's a cool little game. So anyway, that's Cloverpit. They also announced another game, what's it? Crowsworn. And it's basically, let me just check the video. Yeah, so it's basically a side-scrolling platforming type, like a bit like the old school Castlevania type games, but with modern cartoony graphics, a bit like...
I think I've seen this one. Isn't it very gothic-y?
Yes.
You kind of play a Thermitage or something weird?
Yeah, you have that weird mask on. Yeah, over the top hat. Yes.
It looks really good. Like, the visuals on it are great.
Yeah.
Like, I watched the trailer for it, I think, last week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think this looks quite cool. They're not usually my type of games, to be honest, but I just thought the visual style looks really nice. And
you didn't like Symphony of the Night?
I mean, I love Symphony of the Night. But like the like modern type games, I don't know. I've never seemed to get into them just on a personal level, even if I think they look super cool. Yeah. So it's another one to be excited for. That is next year as well, and that's coming to Game Pass too. That's pretty cool. They announced some DLC for Dave the Diver. It's called In the Jungle. And basically,
I was just thinking of I'm a Celebrity crossover.
So basically, what they showed of, like, he can go. He's in the jungle, like mowing the lawn and tending crops and things. So it's just extra things to do, and yeah, looks cool. And Dave the Diver, the full game, is also now on Game Pass. So that's quite cool. And then what was this game? Echo Generation 2. It looks kind of like Minecraft graphics, but it's like a turn-based, like the combat is turn-based, so it's like Minecraft graphics with turn-based combat, and you travel around in a spaceship going to different planets and shit by the looks of it, and it just looks quite interesting. And and the battle system looks, like little cards come up at the bottom of the screen, and you choose different moves and things. It looks quite interesting, to be honest. I've never played the first one, so it's actually got me intrigued to check out Echo Generation 1, because I've never even heard of it before, but number 2 does look quite interesting. That's one to have a look at as well. As I say, like it's all been quite positive so far. The next game they showed was a game called Erosion, which I thought looked a bit strange. It's kind of old, like blocky, weird graphics, kind of an isometric style, but it's set in the Wild West. But it's a twin stick shooter. So I did think of you a little bit, Darren, when I saw the combat, because I know you kind of like that sort of stuff. Quite, yeah. But it's like, it goes from like a twin stick shooter, and it seemed to have kind of a funky story vibe to it, from the trailer. And there's some driving in vehicles, which is quite weird, and some weird and big boss battles, and you could sit and play cards in the saloon. So it's quite varied. Yeah. Check out the trailer, because I'm probably doing a horrible job of explaining it. But it's basically, I've just come to remember. So basically, it's a little bit of time travel in there from memory. So basically, you got to save your daughter, and it looks like there's various different endings, because like they showed different endings where he finds his daughter when she's young, or when she's like middle-aged, or when she's really old. You know, and they showed like when she was old, it's like, why did it take you so long to save me, Dad? You know, and she's like,
because I was in a really terrible Christopher Nolan film, wasn't it?
So that looks quite cool. Again, it's next year, and it is also coming to Game Pass. They announced Hitman World of Assassination Slim Shady DLC.
Yeah, I saw that advertised on the dashboard.
Yeah.
Chuckled.
So that's coming out in December. So that's quite interesting. So if you've got Hitman World of Assassination, might be worth checking that out. So the deluxe edition is currently on sale on PlayStation for £35 at the minute as well. So yeah, so that looks quite cool. And then another game, I love this sort of stuff, so I'm quite intrigued by this. It's The Mound Omen of Cthulhu. And basically it starts off with some dudes on a ship, and they land on this weird island, and there's zombies and shit, and it looks a little bit first person. You've got like a flintlock gun. They didn't show a lot, but what they did show looked pretty awesome. So I'm keeping an eye on this one as well. It's The Mound Omen of Cthulhu. Anything that has Cthulhu in the name, I'm all over, just on a personal level, because I love all that stuff. So it's not coming till summer.
Did you play The Sinking City?
No, I didn't.
I can't remember.
I didn't, no.
So that's all Cthulhu.
Yeah, I need to... I think that's on PS Plus, I think. And then I showed another trailer. This game wasn't for me. It looked a bit meh, but I'll talk about it quickly. It's called Raji Kali Yuga. It's like I think it's by an Indian dev, and it's like Indian mythology. Looked really fucking weird. Didn't show any gameplay. Just two people getting chased by some crazed monkeys. So you couldn't really get a feel of what it is, but yeah, looked strange. And then they showed a game that I think looks quite cool, Reanimal, by the creators of Little Nightmares 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So it basically looks like it's a co-op experience because the trailer gets on going about sticking together, and it's very scary as well. You play as two little kids to solve really freaky puzzles, and there's dead bodies and things like that in places, and yeah, creepy. But I think it looks really cool, to be honest. If you like creepy co-op horror games. So that's something that might be worth checking out. Again, that's not out till February the 13th next year. And that is also coming... it doesn't say Game Pass. It says Play Anywhere, so you probably have to buy that one. This game... I watched the trailer for this and I was really laughing, actually. It's called Roadside Research. And basically, you play as an alien. Well, a couple of aliens... and you're researching the human race, and you run a gas station in the middle of nowhere. And it just has that weird slapstick humour, because the aliens, basically, their disguise is just a bit of paper with a face drawn on, and you can draw the face yourself on it. Yeah, it just looks really funny. And you've got to keep your little shop stocked up with groceries and things like that. It just looked quite funny. So, yeah. Check out the trailer for that. It is really funny. Roadside Research. If you don't laugh at the trailer, you don't have a sense of humour. Next game. Wow, this game I am so excited for. I could hardly contain my pee-pee in my pants when this was shown. A little game called Tides of Annihilation. Oh my goodness. The graphics on this just look insane. And it just reminds me of a Final Fantasy title, like a Final Fantasy 16 or something, with the art style of the characters, but with the combat being very actiony, like set in a fantasy universe. And they showed like a whole boss fight in this trailer. And I was just like, wow. So cool, man. Oh, you find this giant ass boss and everything's happening really fast. You've got all your dodging and your different moves and things. Yeah, check this out. If you're into RPGs, I think this is going to be one for you. Tides of Annihilation. I'm sure you watched this, Darren.
I think it's a long way off, because obviously this game's gone quiet for about a year since we first saw it.
Yeah.
The main character looks slightly different from the earlier gameplay showings. Obviously, this is based in like a fictional version of like the Arthurian legend, so like Knights of the Round Table and all that kind of stuff. I still think it's a way off, to be fair.
Yeah, I
don't think we're going to be seeing that till at least like best scenario end of the year, but like end of next year, obviously. Yeah. But I think more likely 2027.
Yeah, it's a shame. I mean, because I just remember, I just had a flick through and there's no date at the end of the trailer, so you might be right there. But it looks already, what they've shown, quite polished with the graphics and
it's Asian developers, isn't it?
Yeah.
So like they haven't put out stuff. Even their games that aren't great look great, sort of a thing.
Yeah, for sure, man. But I just love the style of this and the way they talk. It's kind of oldie English, and just proper high fantasy, and it just looks so good. So good. Yeah, man. Definitely has got me excited for a game coming at some point. But yeah, it looks stunning. So check that out. It's Tides of Annihilation. There's quite a bit of content on YouTube for it now, so check that out. Next game they showed off is actually came to Game Pass on the day they announced it as well. I've not actually played it. It's a new first-person shooter called Total Chaos, and it's a single-player horror first-person shooter. And the trailer, it looks quite messed up, actually. Like lots of head fuckery going on. I've not played it, as I say, because I've been quite busy with other stuff. But again, big props to Xbox for showing off another game and putting it onto Game Pass straight after the show. It looks quite good, actually, in my opinion. As I say, I would like to give it a bish bash bosh, but I just didn't. I ran out of time to give it a go before the podcast, unfortunately. So, but yeah, graphics on the trailer look pretty good and look pretty freaky enemies and things. So check out the trailer for that, Total Chaos, or just download it on Game Pass if you still have Game Pass. And then what else did they show? Oh yeah, this was quite a nice surprise. You remember a popular game called Vampire Survivors?
I was going to laugh because obviously he was talking earlier on about card battlers and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I was just thinking, does this lead into that?
Yeah, well, they announced another game called Vampire Crawlers. And it is a card type game where you, in the Vampire Survivors universe, but kind of not top down anymore.
It's a dungeon crawler, isn't it?
Yeah, and you get loads of different cards to use to fight the enemies. It looks quite interesting, actually.
Yeah, the visual style on it's really nice. Like the whole 2D, 3D, 2.5D kind of pixely look to it.
Yeah.
It was one of those games where I was kind of like originally not that excited by the announcement of like hearing what type of game it was. But then when I watched the gameplay and I thought, you know what, if this launches for like the £4 sort of mark.
Yeah.
Sort of 4 or 5 quid type of thing, then like that's going to pull a lot of people in.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this game, I think it looks really fun. I really do.
It'd be interesting to see how it works.
Yeah, for sure.
Like how you level the characters up and how the roguelite element, because as we all know with the original Vampire Survivors and stuff, the first few runs you have, you're going to generally not do particularly well until you can start getting a few passives under your belt and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. But there's no firm release date. It just says coming 2026, and that is also coming to Game Pass for those people that have Game Pass.
That's a coup, because I don't think was the original Vampire Survivors on Game Pass.
Yes,
I don't know if it was. Oh, it was.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Fair dinkum.
Yeah. What else did they show? They showed, of course, lots of. Oh yeah, last game. This looked weird as fuck, but I was quite into the trailer. Zoo Punk. Basically, it's set in like a cyberpunk type universe, but you play as a bunny rabbit, and it's all different animals.
Oh, right. I thought you were about to say it's like Frostpunk, but you're managing a zoo.
Yeah, it's all different animals, and the trailer showed this bunny rabbit on like a hover bike, and I'm just trying to remember it. Like, was there any gameplay? Trying to see. I mean, yes.
It'd be nice if there was a lot of gameplay, because a lot of the main reasons you hear people moaning these days about game shows and trailers and stuff is they generally it just shows you like the CG trailer. They don't really show you what the actual game is or what it looks like.
Yeah, it's like a hack and slash type game, third person hack and slash with a really weird story. It just showed clips of some boss battles. They look very fast and frantic. Yeah, it looks quite interesting, man. Yeah, so Dark Soulsy kind of, but faster, big bosses. Yeah, it looks interesting. I don't think that's coming to Game Pass because it just says Xbox Play Anywhere. So I'm guessing that's just games you buy on Xbox, you play it on PC and Xbox and cloud. So, yeah, man. It was actually quite a good show because we talked last week about the disappointment of the PlayStation Asian Showcase.
Oh, it was terrible. It was absolutely terrible.
And this was actually, and I was on this expecting it to be shite, but it was actually pretty good. You know, it's just, I was very shocked at how good the games looked at this show. So, yeah, it's nice to be positive. But as I say, most of these games are coming also to other platforms as well. So, right, what was next on here? Oh, yeah, I wanted to just talk about this. Obviously, you guys don't really PC game, so you won't be fussed about this. But it's just quite interesting to see this piece of news about Star Citizen has hit 13 years of development.
Wow.
It's had $900 million in funding, and it's still in alpha.
So it's like GTA 6, but at least there's an alpha to show for it.
Well, I bought this in 2017, and I'm still waiting for the single-player campaign I paid for as well.
I mean, people have been playing this for years. In like the weird things, because it's one of those where they keep adding stuff to it, don't they?
Yeah.
Like there was the last time I think I looked at some footage for it, they'd added like a big sort of spaceport that people could go to.
Oh, they've definitely improved it, because I talked about playing it a few weeks back on the show, and I hadn't played it for a year or two, and I was quite surprised at how well it ran, how well it runs now, and all the extra content. You know, it's actually pretty amazing when you get into a ship, fly it to a planet, and you can just land on that planet and run around, and it goes, you know, it's like a first-person shooter. But, man, they're taking a long time with this.
Can't rush perfection.
No, for sure. I just wanted to mention, obviously last week you weren't here, Darren, so we discussed. Oh, and you weren't here either, Graham, were you? So we discussed obviously the announcement of the Steam machine, and we were discussing, you know, how much we think it will cost and things, and I was saying, well, it needs to be less than a PlayStation 5, for example. There's been some quite worrying news this week I've seen that Steam have said that it's going to be more, the price is going to be more aligned with, say, a PC. So people are saying, so now the rumour is it's going to be more than like 700 to 800, and I don't think it will sell at that. I think that's too much.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense, because it's less powerful than the PS5, isn't it?
Yeah, but there's
obviously, because I listened to obviously last week's show, and then I think it was like about 3 or 4 days later, you had old was it Linus Tech Tips, the guy on YouTube, and he was basically sat down with a load of people with Valve, and they were talking about it, and I think they asked him how much he thought it was going to cost, and when he said about $500, they all kind of looked horrified.
Yeah. Well, the problem is
the other news about the RAM that I was reading today.
Yeah, so obviously there's been news this week about the Xbox Series X might get another price increase.
Crazy.
Because PC components, shall we say, and especially RAM, is just the price of it is just blowing up, and you can thank AI for that, because all the components are being bought out by these huge companies to support the AI programs.
Fuck them.
Yeah, so it's a bit like when graphics cards went crazy a few years ago.
You can understand that because of the COVID, wasn't it? It was basically COVID that did that, and like one of the main areas got flooded or something, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That produced the chips or the silicon or something for them.
Yeah. So obviously, one of the reasons why the rumours of the Steam machine being so expensive is because obviously component price increases. But the news about the Xbox Series X going up in price, I think, is insane. You know, we are 5 years in to the generation of this generation of consoles, and going up in price is redonkulous, in my opinion. So
Yeah, they've all done it to a slight degree, haven't
Yeah,
they? I think the only
yeah.
ones I don't think have is Nintendo. I don't think the Switch 2's increased in price since it launched.
No, I did see though that the PlayStation 5 was in a Black Friday sale on Amazon. I think it was like down to 350. Yeah, 379 quid on Black Friday deal, which I don't think is too bad. The PS5
No,
Pro's down to
pretty decent.
590 on there,
50? Oh,
which I don't think is too bad. But just going back to the news of the Steam Machine, I mean, obviously I was really excited about it last week, and I still think it would be a cool bit of kit. But there comes that point in price which I'm prepared to pay for and what I'm not prepared to pay for. And I think for me, 500 would be the absolute maximum that I would be prepared to pay for something like
couldn't
that.
you just build like your own little mini box PC for about that price anyway?
Well, the operating system isn't available to download because it's basically going to be a similar operating system to what the Steam Deck uses. But
Right. So it's not just using like a standard PC OS.
No, because it's
with
its own
Steam on
OS. It's its own OS, which is why some games don't work, like your Battlefields and your Call of Duties and Fortnites don't run on it on Steam Deck because it uses this specific anti-cheat software which doesn't run on Linux. But you know, when the Steam Machine comes out, though, there is rumours that the OS is going to be released for free for people just to put on their own machines. So yeah, in theory, you could just build your own machine and stick it under your telly if that is the case. But I think because
and RAM isn't super expensive.
Well, this is the problem, isn't it? I think, but I think because, and the reason I was thinking the Steam Machine would be cheaper is because it hasn't got a screen like the Steam Deck has, and the actual components themselves, well, the specs aren't mega high. So I was thinking it would be a reasonable price, but.
Is it possible to strip a Steam Deck down and then make that playable through?
Well, you can play on the TV anyway. You can just dock it.
Yeah, true. But I'm just thinking if you removed all the components and rearranged them
Probably not
in a separate case and stuff, someone should be able to do it somewhere, some mastermind.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'd be interested to because there's no confirmation, right? It's all rumours at the moment, but I think like the Steam Deck is a cool thing because, you know, if you've got a big Steam library and you don't want to sit upstairs in the man cave or whatever, you can play those games on the under the TV. And obviously the Steam sales are really good and you can buy games off like CD key websites and things like that. So I think it's cool. However, I don't think it's going to be the death of consoles because because console gamers are already in their ecosystems and already have their libraries anyway.
Just tied to like the PlayStation Store or whatnot. Yeah. The Xbox One, I think, can be flexible.
Yeah, of course. But the positive is you got all the Xbox games on Steam anyway. A lot of PlayStation games are also on Steam, so it's kind of an all-in-one solution if you wanted it to be. But I think it has to be priced right. Because people are going to, like, if it's really expensive, like a normal gamer's going to be like, well, why would I get that when a PS5 Pro is like double the power? If that makes sense, yeah?
And slightly cheaper, maybe, depending on the price point.
Yeah. Anyway.
It might be something that they're not necessarily aiming at a mass market. It might just be something they're adding, like they're making for just a few people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As a select thing. We shall see.
Yeah. So I thought that was quite interesting. Anyway, what was this one? Oh, yeah, I thought this was quite interesting. I saw this in the news only this morning. On PC, people have been running their own custom Concord servers. Remember the game that they got rid of very quickly? Well, obviously, on PC, games don't disappear, right? There's always going to be those files somewhere on the internet. So people have modders have been running their own custom servers and putting the game videos up on YouTube. But Sony have been getting YouTube to take all the videos down of it. Yeah, I just think that's quite.
What would have been funny is if they bought the servers up redesigned all the characters and made them actually appealing,
Yeah.
and then the game just kind of blew up.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious, wouldn't it? Yeah. So I just thought that was a funny bit of news I wanted to mention this week. Oh, so another bit of news I thought was quite interesting is, you think PlayStation is going to stop releasing games on PC? I don't think that's the case, because I saw a bit of news saying that PlayStation has made over $1.5 billion just from selling games on Steam.
I
Wow.
think basically because obviously I heard this last week as well. I think they're going to be winding it down with the imminent release of obviously the PS6, because like we've always said, you're not going to get a lot of people run out and get their new hardware if you can get it elsewhere.
Yeah.
There's a reason why certain things like Demon's Souls is still exclusive to PlayStation.
Yeah. No, I know, you need an incentive to buy a console, right? I mean,
Yeah.
there's still Sony games that don't come to
I mean, look at
to
Nintendo.
PC.
Like, they pretty much run off of mostly exclusive games. You're not really going to be like, oh, I bought a Switch 2 to play FIFA or
Yeah.
Call of Duty or anything, are you?
Yeah.
It's going to be for like the Nintendo exclusives mainly, and the Pokemons and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so I just think that was quite a positive bit of news as well. Xbox news again, starting today. For PC users, are going to be able to use the full screen Xbox experience on Windows 11 PCs for insiders. So it's
What the hell is it?
So basically, like the ROG Ally X, the Xbox version, it launches into this special UI for Xbox.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
So it just basically takes you to an Xbox dashboard kind of thing. With it.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, Xbox. I mean, I've not even seen it, but it's not something I would want to use. But
no, it's probably one of my least favourite dashboards, but that's if it is exactly the same.
Yeah. And what was my last bit of news? Ubisoft have come out to talk about games, and they came out and said that people are playing fewer games and new releases are struggling. Say Ubisoft UK. They're blaming their lack of game sales on subscription services such as Game Pass, and people wanting to play games such as Fortnite and Roblox instead of buying.
You can
releases.
blame. Yeah, you can blame all that kind of stuff, sure. But then that's literally like when the film industry says, oh, no one really wants to go to the cinema anymore. And then, like, you get films that come out and make over $1 billion.
Yeah.
Because people actually wanted to see what they've put out.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And let's be real, like, as good or bad as you think some of the Ubisoft games have been over the years, they have kind of stagnated.
They have. I think
like a lot of their franchises are just kind of the same. Like, you know what you're going to be getting from them when they bring a new version out.
Yeah. Yeah, because Assassin's Creed didn't do very well. But they released a new Anno game. I don't know if that sold well or not.
Is that Ubisoft?
Yeah.
That's on everything, isn't it? I've seen it advertised.
Yeah, they're usually very popular games, though, the Anno series. So that might have made them a bit of money. I don't know. I mean, I've never played them, so yeah. And that's all my news. Have I missed anything?
Game Awards nominees came out this week, didn't they?
Oh, I did vote.
I voted for, I think, every category apart from like 3, where it was just like 3 or 4, where I was just like, I don't know about any of this and I don't care, like the esports stuff.
Well, I couldn't get on the website for 2 days.
Yeah, there was. I think Cloudfire went down, didn't it? Which like is a big thing for websites. Like on the day it went up.
Yeah.
So I voted for, I think, two categories, and then it just crashed the site for like 48 hours, 24 hours.
Yeah.
One of the biggest things that people were kicking off about was the fact that the third Sonic film wasn't in the best adaptation category.
Right. Yeah.
And it was just filled with horrible stuff, really, as far as we're aware. Obviously, Minecraft, hugely successful, but I don't know how popular it is with the actual Minecraft fan base.
Yeah. The Game of the Year seemed to be missing some key games as well that people were moaning about as well.
Been a good year for games. I mean, I didn't really have any qualms about the 6 that were nominated. I could quite easily see them being nominated for that.
Yeah. Yeah, a big one that I've seen people moaning that Dispatch was left out.
It kind of landed late, didn't it? And
yeah.
It's only released like some of the latest episodes recently, hasn't it? Because it's one of these. It's almost like done in the Telltale episodes.
Yes.
Kind of format.
Yeah, I'll be talking about that in Games Played soon as well.
Just cool.
Yeah.
It's something I'm sort of like semi-interested in if they ever do like a thing when it's all finished and put it out on the physical, I think.
Yeah. But no, I don't know, man. I mean, I'm glad that Claire Obscure was on there, but the other games I was just like, meh. So
the worst category that I saw on there, to be real, was best fighting game, because there was only one actual fighting game on the list. The rest of them were basically like the Mortal Kombat collection, Capcom Arcade Classics or something. You're like, these are collections of old games.
Yeah.
You've got Absalom in like the indie category or something else. It's a scrolling beat 'em up. That could easily fit into that category. But no, you decided to put like a load of weird stuff in there. It just seemed like they were just trying to club together stuff to make the category an actual thing. Very weird.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see the show this year, what happens. And
in the same week there was the other awards, wasn't there? Was it just the VGAs?
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
It was either I know, like, even the Radio Times reported on it, but Claire Obscure won shitloads at that. The one that just took place, I think it was like earlier this week.
I don't think it's VGA. Can't see it on there. Oh.
Just look up as it's coming up. Just put in like Claire Obscure wins awards and it'll bring up whatever show it was.
Oh, was it the Golden Joystick Awards?
Oh, right. That's the one, maybe.
I didn't even know it happened. Golden Joystick Awards 2025. Yeah, I didn't even know it happened. God, that doesn't even it doesn't get much attention these days then.
It was all over Twitter for the day or so it happened. And obviously various software companies saying thank you for nominating us and thank you for the votes, etc. But I think it's one of the ones that's industry run, isn't it? It's just an industry run award show.
Yeah, Claire Obscure won loads of stuff. Yeah, loads of stuff. Oh yeah, I can see all the awards now. Yeah, for that. Best storytelling, Claire Obscure. Best audio goes to Yotei. Best multiplayer game, Peak. Yeah, there's loads of stuff.
I was surprised that wasn't nominated in the Game Awards sections. I was quite surprised that didn't appear in one of the categories.
Cool. Right. Shall we talk about some games we played this week, guys?
Yeah.
I'm guessing we should. What did I say that I'd played in the thing earlier? I can't fucking remember now, apart from Cloverpit.
Dispatch you mentioned, but you could always talk about that now.
Yeah. I'll talk about it now. I wasn't really sure about this game, and then I saw on our Discord that a couple of the guys in there have finished it and really liked it, and said that it was like the old Telltale games. Obviously, it's not made by the Telltale people. It's made by some really weird team called Ad Hoc Studio. I've never heard of them before. I don't think they've, as a team with that name, they've actually made anything else. I'm really liking it because it's not a game, if that makes sense. It's like an interactive anime cartoon show, a bit like the Telltale games were. Yeah. So basically, the story's happening, and you make choices. They could be actions or choices in dialogue. But the difference is there is actually a game to it with like in between. So basically, you're a dispatcher. So basically, calls come in from the public for help, and you need to assign these misfit superheroes to the calls. But obviously, each superhero has certain abilities, right? And some are positive and some are negative. So you've got to try and figure out kind of which superheroes to send to which call. And then when they're at a call, obviously they can't be dispatched to any other calls that come in. And then there's a cooldown when they finished as well. Like they've got to travel back and rest. So you need to like be quite mindful of who you're using and how many you're using, because like on some jobs you can send more than one, but then I've had situations where I've had more calls coming in, but I've got no superheroes to send out. So then obviously that call fails and I get like a negative at the end of that session, if that makes sense, the end of that shift. So it's quite good actually. Like the story itself, like initially I was thinking, oh, this is a bit weird. But I've played through 3 chapters now. I'm not sure how many there are because the game's actually fully out, like because it was coming out episodic, but now the full game is. I think it's 6 episodes. I've just had a quick look on Steam, so I'm about halfway through already. Each episode lasts an hour or 2. So not mega long, but like the art style is really good, and the voice acting is really good as well. I think it's got a couple of famous actors in it as well. But I don't remember the names.
Aaron Paul's plays the main guy, doesn't he?
Yes. Yeah, that does ring a bell.
You've got a few streamers in there doing voices as well. I believe. Okay.
Yeah, so. Like I was on the fence with this, but I actually would highly recommend this game now. If you're after like an old school kind of Telltale experience with really good art style, animation, voice acting, and a story, it does actually really draw you in. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the early series of The Boys, because it has like really like it has that sense of humor where they talk about sex and like they say fuck a lot, and that, you know, there's a lot of swearing, and it's not for kids, shall we say that. You know, it's very that adult humor. So I'm really liking this game, man. So big shout out to Turner and Sly for mentioning it in the Discord, because otherwise it would have passed me by, to be quite honest with you. So yeah, Dispatch is really good. I can't really talk about it too much without spoiling the story, to be quite honest with you, if you're going to play it, but I've kind of given you the gist. So you're basically like, you're the dispatcher, and this isn't really a spoiler, but you're an ex-superhero. But now you're this dispatcher, and basically you're in charge of all these. You're in charge of the Z team, so they're not really superheroes; they're supervillains who have been arrested, and they're in this program to become good guys. Yeah, and it's so funny, man. It is like the humor is really well done, I will say. So I think unless you'd have no personality, I think you'd really enjoy this game. So put it on the top of your Christmas list. It is definitely a worthy purchase, as Peeps would say. So yes, definitely highly recommend this one. And it's in a lot of people's top 5s as well now. So yeah. And if you're watching the stream at the minute, there's a character. He's an acid guy, and there's a black. Obviously, on the video on YouTube, they've put a black box over his genital area because he's naked and he has a big floppy dong that flops around as he's running around and things. That's the crazy sense of humor it's got. So yes. Oh, so yeah, that's Dispatch. I'm going to stop talking and give my voice box a rest and go to Graham.
Well, I've acquired a couple of new games since we last spoke. I won't mention the other ones I've been playing because I sort of do them in the background anyway. But I went into a local CEX and I found that they had a copy of Ghost of Yotei. So I traded in a couple of games which I'm not playing, and I've only played about the first couple of hours. But it's more of that. The only thing I found a little bit sort of shocking, and I don't know whether it kind of builds it in later, is the storyline is extremely brief at the start. The storyline is, here are some bad dudes, they've killed your family. Anyway, 16 later, you turned into a killing machine. Perhaps you'd like to go and find them all and kill them. And that is about as subtle as the story is at the start, which is a bit of a sort of contrast to Tsushima. I thought the storyline was a little bit more subtle. I don't know whether it's something that they kind of build in a bit more later, but the storyline is extremely matter of fact from the get-go. Again, it's pretty much the same formula as the first one. If you've played the first one, I don't think there's a lot of really big surprises. It's just more of that. But this game looks fantastic, plays well, sounds awesome. And it is, I mean, obviously, I think the Tsushima was on the PS4. This is the PS5 one. And it's a hefty old install. I think it's like something like 80 to 100 gig install. But again, it's one of those games. You look at the map, you see somewhere, you can go on it. You can go there. You can basically get to that part of the island. And it's beautiful. It's a really good game. I liked the first one quite a bit, and this just seems to be building on that. I don't know whether they've added a lot to it since the first one. Like I say, I'm only a couple of hours in, but second-hand copies of this are popping up now in places like CEX. So if you haven't had a chance to get it, might be a good point to sort of look at picking a copy up maybe. But no, I really like this game.
A question from Zacalyptic on Twitch. He says, do you need to play Tsushima before playing Yotei?
Absolutely not.
I don't think there's any crossover that I can see. They are fairly unique, separate individual stories.
Yeah. So there's your
from
answer,
what I can see. So, I mean, if you've played the first one, you might find the second one a little bit easier to get into because a lot of it is very similar, but that's about it, really. No, but I'm enjoying it so far. And I intend to play more, and this is going to be like my, over the festive season, this is going to be my sort of big storyline game, and I'm going to work through it, I think.
It'll last you a long old time if you're doing everything.
Well, I'll do as much as I can. I mean, I tended, on the first one, I did a lot of the side stuff, and then I sort of bulldozed through the main storyline. So I sort of didn't do everything, but I did a lot of the stuff, you know. But I just really loved the first one. So yeah, I mean, this is fantastic, but worth having a look for.
Sweet.
Cool.
Glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah, it's cool.
Darren?
Yeah, I picked up randomly on a whim because it was like super cheap. This was about a week ago. I sort of started playing around with this game. I don't know if anyone's ever talked about it before. It's called Achilles Legends Untold.
Never heard of it, mate.
At first, I thought it looked like a sort of Diablo type of game, but set obviously in the sort of Greek legend sort of time where you play as Achilles. Sort of like the slightly top-down view.
Yeah, isometric.
It's actually a Souls game.
Oh, really? Okay, intriguing.
So it plays basically exactly like a Souls game with like the bonfires and all of that kind of stuff, and the hits being sort of meaningful when you need to block and dodge, etc. There's like a huge skill tree that's then out like star signs. But when you rest at the different points, you can obviously spec into your character.
Okay.
And you're also picking up gear and sort of upgrading it at blacksmiths and stuff, different weapons, etc. It's actually quite decent, to be fair, from what I've played for a little game by obviously a small team, I'd imagine.
Looks quite interesting. It's about a year or so old.
I think it's a couple of years old. I think it came out like a summer a few years back. I mean, they've actually done like a weird spin-off game recently for it.
Okay.
Which is, it's basic. I think it's like, Achilles Survivor. And it sort of looks like that type of game, but mixed with like the Vampire Survivors craziness of like loads of mobs and running around leveling up and getting abilities and stuff as different characters. But I actually found the game pretty fun from what I've played of it. It's one of those ones where like once you're into it, you're like, oh, I kind of hope it is like that, and it kind of is like that.
Oh, sweet, yeah. Yeah, it looks quite interesting,
actually,
mate.
It worked out rather well. It's like going to dungeons, and there are people that give you little missions and stuff, but they're not superb.
Looks kind of like a hard Diablo type kind of.
Sort of. It's hard to say it's Diablo because you haven't really got like the enemy count that the Diablo games are known for. It's more sort of like Souls placement, we'll say, for the characters.
Oh, fair enough.
Go out of set area and they're waiting.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah, it looks quite cool. Is that on the PlayStation?
Interesting to see how it plays. Like, it's on everything, I think. It's definitely on the PC as well, I'd imagine.
Yeah. Nice. Very cool.
Yeah, but it's like super cheap at the moment.
Nice. Yeah, some quite good sales on at the moment.
There's some crackers. Like I was going to mention it to Graham later because you've got PSVR too, haven't you?
Yep, I do.
One that might be worth looking at is Metro Exodus.
Okay.
It's currently 50% off, £16.
Wow, that's good.
That's not bad.
That is good.
Yeah, I might check out the Black Friday page.
Yeah, I picked up a year's worth of PS Plus for £80, so I was happy with that.
Nice.
Yeah, because if you pay for it monthly, it ends up being £161 a year, so it's effectively half price. So, yeah.
Decent.
Yeah. Very cool. All right. I'm going to talk about a game which is, in my opinion, better looking than Ghost of Yotei and probably has a better story as well. Where Winds Meet. This game is so good. It still boggles my mind that this game is free to play.
Well, they didn't charge money for it.
It is insane, and I've put about 12 plus hours into it now, and still had no incentive to put any money into it. And I've only put it into online mode for about 10 minutes just to see what it was like. And then I went straight back to single player mode because I was like, I've got missions I want to do and I want to find out more of the story because it's actually really well done. It's weird because it's basically like a copy of like a Ghost of Tsushima / Yotei with a bit of Assassin's Creed put in. But the graphics on this are just so good. Like, you know, like when you're like running through, I imagine, in Ghost of Yotei, and you've got all the wind that's moving all the grass.
Oh, there's some amazing vistas in Yotei, I will say.
Yeah. This is pretty much a carbon copy of that. Like you'll be standing somewhere, like in the middle of a field, and the wind will be moving, the grass will be waving along, and then the sun will be like coming through the clouds, and all the streaks will be coming down. It's just like, wow, this looks absolutely stunning. Like, I just don't get how they've managed to do this, because it is such a gorgeous game, with such a cool story as well at the minute. Like, I've just found myself, like today I was playing it and I was just running around the world map and there's like just doing the side quests that are on there, but all the side quests were actually like these full-on mini stories, which I found really interesting, with a little bit of Chinese lore and mythology, and some of them you learn some new moves for your character, which are all like Tai Chi and things like that. Really, really well done. It's got some good puzzles in it as well. And it's just like, you could just be like exploring the world. You've got a horse that you can ride around on as well. And you'll run into like random people and they'll be saying hello to you. And you'll be killing bandits along the way as well. And yeah, like this game, I actually today watched a comparison video between Assassin's Creed Shadow, Ghost of Yotei, and this. And I came away thinking that this was the better looking game out of both of them in the graphics department, and, you know, like the water physics and things like that. And it just amazes me that this is a free to play game that's made by China. It's absolutely mental. It's only on PC and PS5. The only issue I will say that I've had with it is I started playing it on PC.
Naming your character.
No, naming my character was easy peasy, mate. I called my character Luan and no one had taken it, which my missus was not happy with, but, you know. But the only problem I've had actually is because it's meant to be cross-platform play. So I downloaded it onto my PlayStation 5, but I made the mistake of starting the game and it's linked my PlayStation account to the account already with whatever the game is, so I can't actually pull my character down from the PC version. And the only way to sort it out is to email the support team for these people to unlink the account. So I've done that, but it's NetEase, but I've not had a reply yet. But as soon as that's done, I'll be able to play it on the PS5. Because on the PS5 it looks amazing as well, because I did like the intro bit. And I was like, wow, absolutely stunning. So, yeah, I'm really impressed with this game, mate. I think it's just come out of nowhere for me, and I just wanted to give it a go because it was free, and it's actually ending up to be a really solid experience, to be honest. Like, it is of the quality of a full price 70 quid game, but it's not cost anything. And still, like, obviously in the menu there's a little shop where you can buy outfits and a season pass and things like that, but that's it. That's all I can see. And I'm just like, well, I'm not interested in that, so I'm just getting a game to play for free at the moment. I don't know what the end game or anything's like, because obviously I'm not there yet, but so far it's a top tier experience in my opinion. And that's just on the solo side. I mean, when you put it into multiplayer mode, obviously it turns into an MMO, but the map changes. Like, all the missions are different on the map. So there's like, obviously, like, there's world events that I saw on the map, and specific like online missions, co-op missions and stuff. But I've not done any of them because I'm just having so much fun playing the solo mode. And it's really cool that you can set the game to be in that, like, in solo or multiplayer, because then, like, in solo mode, obviously the world's just yours. So, yeah, it's a really cool game. So I think, Darren, if you can get past the naming thing, I think you would probably enjoy this. To be honest,
I've got too much else to play. It's just another one of those.
No, I fully understand you, mate. Yeah, but no, it's a fantastic experience for me so far. So. And I just wanted to mention, just very briefly as well, I I think one of the reasons that I'm enjoying my PlayStation and more at the minute is I picked up a new TV this past week, an OLED.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, very shiny. And yeah, it's made a massive difference on the graphical fidelity of Xbox and PlayStation games. I didn't actually think it would make such a difference, but especially for games like, obviously this looks great, but Gran Turismo looks like a new game to me now as well. I've been playing that a fuckload this week, and yeah, look, it looks amazing. So I know people have been saying to me to get an OLED for years, but obviously they're super expensive, and this was like one of those times I was just like, fuck it. And it's been a worthwhile purchase. So, but like, because I don't really know a lot about TV technology, I don't know if you'd be able to, I just wanted to discuss it. Like, one thing I did notice is when I load up my PlayStation 5, it goes into HDR mode. But when I load up the Xbox, it goes into Dolby Vision mode. And I didn't realise there was like different variations of HDR, because Dolby Vision is like the paid for HDR. And obviously, well, I did a bit of reading up on it, and it's basically HDR is the open source version, which is what PlayStation have got, but Xbox paid for the access to the Dolby Vision. So you get that HDR on the Xbox, and they're slightly different apparently. I think TVs now just have too much fucking different tech in. It's just, I wish it was back to the simple days of just having a telly. But yeah, just wanted to mention that.
Yeah, you have to actually like proper research everything on TVs now before you make a purchase, because well, that and the fact that they're pretty damn expensive as well. You want to make sure it's got everything on it you want.
Well, this is the first time in many years.
Be compatible as well.
Yeah, this is the first time in many years that I've walked away from Samsung, because my last two Samsung TVs have fucked up after a couple of years. So I actually went LG and I got the C5, and very impressed.
Have you figured out how to turn off the True Motion Plus bollocks when you're watching films and that?
Turned all that bollocks off. The filmmaker mode took me a little bit of getting used to as well for films, but now I think it's
the one thing
nice.
I find annoying is you've got that filmmaker mode on the Samsung stuff, but yeah, it knocks it down to what it should be, but it also does stuff with the picture, like the colours and everything.
Oh, right.
And you're like, it looks worse, in my opinion, so it's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Like doing it like that.
But
if I play them through, like if I'm watching like a 4K or something under to the PlayStation, it runs fine.
Yeah. I watched Ready Player One on Ultra 4K disc, and yeah, looked amazing. But anyway, I digressed. We're talking about games, but no, it's been a worthy upgrade. I just wanted to say that. So, oh yeah, Where Winds Meet, great game. Anyway, back to Graham.
Well, I played another new game, which I haven't played a heck of a lot. I saw it had come out, and I saw it was getting some very good reviews. But I have purchased Luminies Arise.
Oh, yeah.
And this
really
game in VR. Now, I'll start by saying I have actually previously not played Luminies all that much, and I know it was a PSP game and what have you, but for some reason, I don't know why, it passed me by, and I sort of know what it's about, and I know how you play it, but it's for anyone who doesn't know, it's like a match 4 game. And what happens is you have a beat going from left to right, and when you get 4 or more together, they kind of clump together, and they impact how the music sounds. And this is it the same guy who did Rez originally, wasn't it, or something?
Yes, yeah.
Was it? Because I used to love Luminies on the Xbox 360. I used to play that on the Marketplace back then.
Yeah. So this is basically like to Luminies what Tetris Effect is to Tetris. So playing this in VR with your headset in, the music turned up, when you get a really good combo, it kind of pumps the music up. And this game, I mean, I must admit, I'm actually quite bad at this as a puzzle game. Probably because it sort of passed me by and I don't have the experience of playing it. But visually and sound-wise, this game is just absolutely phenomenal. You don't have to have VR to play it, but if you have VR, it takes it to another level. It really does.
Nice.
But this game is definitely worth checking out. I mean, I think I picked up a disc for something like 30 quid. And I haven't had a lot of time to play it because I've been on holiday this week, so I've been away. So I haven't been here to sort of do a lot of gaming. But again, it's one I'm sort of sticking in reserve for when I get friends over at Christmas or whenever, and stick it on for them. But this game in VR is quite something special. Definitely worth checking out.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I mean, I love the old games. I've just noticed on Steam they've remastered the original game as well.
I have to.
Yeah, but no, it's 31 quid on Steam, and and it's in VR and non VR.
Yes.
So, but yeah,
So
it looks good.
that's my mission over Christmas is to get on that and play that a bit.
Sweet, yeah. I mean, they are addictive. Them games.
Yeah, it's good fun. And once you kind of once the combos start flowing and stuff, it starts to get very psychedelic and interesting.
Yeah.
But no, it's worth a look, definitely.
Yeah, sweet. What about you, Darren? Anything else?
Yeah. Ball Pit.
Ball X
Nice.
Pit.
I don't know whether are you
Yes.
still playing this, Graham?
I am indeed.
I've
unlocked-
platinumed it. I've platinumed
unlocked-
it today.
What?
Oh, yeah,
Jesus.
I've unlocked all the characters now, I think.
Yeah.
But no, I still play this from time to time between other things. It's good fun.
It's just perfect for like a 10, 15-minute session, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
And you just think, oh, just on the way out, I'll do a bit of harvesting. Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, get you some resources. But yeah, I did find a couple of the characters kind of annoying to clear certain levels with because of the way they play, because this is the beauty of this game. And I think one of the things that makes it even better than what it initially was when you first start playing it is the fact that all the characters play completely differently from each other.
Yeah.
And then having the ability to be able to combine two characters together as well in certain cases, because you can't do that with everyone.
No.
You combine their abilities.
Oh, nice.
And the fact that there's a character, like I said, that's turn-based as well in a ball fighting game.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a good game. Good game, and it's available on everything, including the Switch One, I believe.
Yes.
So yeah, that's not really an excuse not to give it a go, I think.
And again, it's on Game Pass.
Yeah,
it's just one of those old, enjoyable, fun. Just everything about the gameplay is kind of just pleasing in some way.
Yeah. It's kind of it's one of those where it sort of looks simple, but it has a depth to it.
You can end up with some just absolutely insane, crazy stuff.
Yeah,
like where you get the light bulb fusion, where basically every second like that your ball hits, it basically does like a flash damage on all the enemies on the screen.
Yes,
and then you can mix that with poison or freeze. It's just like, all the time the enemies appear on the screen, just instant poisoned, starting taking dot damage as your bullets are pounding in as well. Like I say, some of the fusions in the game are quite annoying to get, and if you're actually after creating some of the higher tier ones, which involve things that are already fused then being fused again or evolving, we'll say.
Yeah.
You need to set out and know what you're doing from the get-go, because only so many of those super power-ups actually drop. The ones that enable you the option to evolve, fuse, or roll for a bunch of upgrades for the things you've got. I will say one of the hardest ones, if you haven't done it yet, is all the daggers.
No, I don't think I have.
That's a fusion. I'll tell you another really good fusion, depending on who you use it with. It's basically you can evolve the shoes with the feather.
Right. Okay.
And it basically doubles your fire rate.
Oh, nice.
Using, say, characters like what are they called? The cohabitants, the ones where there's always
Yes.
two of them anyway, and they're firing like duplicates in the other direction.
Yes.
You can just get absolutely mad.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I might try that. That's one I haven't played with very much, actually.
And one of the characters I thought I was going to hate when I initially started using them, I ended up really liking, and you can build some horrifically bad damaging builds of them, is the assassin.
Yes.
Because he attacks from the opposite end of the screen.
Yeah, they come from the top, don't they?
Yeah, into their back. But then, like you say, you get those white passives and stuff as you're powering up. Absolute devastation, chain reactions.
Awesome. Let's have to look at that. Yeah, it's good fun, isn't it?
Really good fun.
Yeah, it's very addictive. Yeah.
I can imagine it being good on something like Steam Deck.
Oh, yeah, it would be perfect on there. I think you just sit there watching telly and... Sorry, Darren?
I was about to say there were times I finished work, came home and sort of turned on the PlayStation for a bit, and I was just looking at it and I was like, no, I can't, because it's never just one game.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
You'll always have that. What if I try so-and-so and so-and-so? Oh, I still need to clear that stage on fast mode or hyper mode with these characters to obviously boost the stat. Because everything you're doing is constantly boosting and improving how they play. So yeah, Cloverpit. Back to you, Webby.
Yeah. Awesome.
Highly recommended game. Very cheap. Loads and loads of fun.
Sorry, I can hear my daughter screaming her head off because I think my missus is having some child issues at the minute. Oh dear. Can you hear them on the mic or not?
Just about.
Yeah.
Like not immensely. You can always pause it for a second and go and check if you want.
Yeah, just give me 1 minute, guys, yeah?
Yeah, no.
Yeah. The joys of children.
It's just the fact that sometimes kids like to chill out a little bit more when daddy turns up and that. So.
Yeah. I actually just loaded Cloverpit as well, so.
Well, for a couple of games, isn't it?
Power through a couple of games while he's down there.
Who's your favourite to use so far, or who are some of your favourites?
I don't know. I quite like the guy who basically is the jester who throws the ball and it lands in the middle.
In the air. Yeah, you basically.
And then you can kind of throw it. You can kind of throw it in the middle of a group and get some really good sort of chain reactions going on if you sort of position it well.
Mm.
And I tend to pair that with somebody who sort of fires quite fast. What's quite weird
the
is
other one that can be a good combo for him is the kind of philosopher-y guy that he doesn't fire baby balls, so you lose your baby balls.
Yeah, he just fires the main ones.
What you get is basically like ×8 almost sort of AoE damage.
Nice.
So things like earthquake, lightning, etc., and obviously being comboed with things like pressure valve.
Nice.
Because you can start out the game like reasonably tough, can't you? And then as it goes on, by the end you're like, no, I'm rinsing it, absolutely rinsing.
It's one of those games, like say, like Vampire Survivors. You go, I'm absolutely destroying everything, and then you pick something, and you're like, oh my god, I'm losing the fight again. and then you pick up your next power up, and you're like, "Oh, I'm absolutely destroying everything again."
Yeah.
Well, you guys ready to
I
roll?
kind of got that.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Sweet.
You're talking about your
All good.
game anyway, so you can go straight in.
Right. Okay. Let me. Oh yes, I completed a game this week, guys.
Oh, very good. What did you complete?
A mega long JRPG, and it was well worth the wait. And it's basically a remake of an original, which I'd never played. I think the original was on the PSP, if memory serves. Trails in the Sky, first chapter. Loved it. Absolutely loved it from start to finish. I'm glad I waited and never played the originals, because the originals obviously being very old, very basic graphics back then. And this is kind of like, reminds me of like a Tales of Vesperia type art style, like the Tales series, and the fighting as well. So the combat's quite interesting, because as you're going around the world, like you can press B to do a strike, and the weaker enemies will just die in one hit. But if they're stronger, they don't die. And then you go into the traditional kind of turn-based combat that we all know and love in JRPGs. So it's got kind of that duality of combat. And then obviously as you level up, you learn new skills, different arts. Then you can buy different, like, more powerful weapons as you progress through the game, etc., etc. But really what kept me going on this was really the story was just very engaging. It's just very well written, kind of always leaves you wanting more. And it's just kind of that kind of fantasy kind of setting where there's airships and things like that. It's in a big world. It's not like a traditional world map, but it's kind of like you leave the city and you're running through different kind of areas to the next kind of town or city, if that makes sense. Very much like a Tales game again. Really well done, really nice cast of characters, really, really good voice acting, loads of side quests to do as well. I really enjoyed it. It didn't I don't think for me the story was predictable at all. There was a lot of shock moments. I was like, oh wow, I can't believe that's happened. I mean, again, with a JRPG that's very story heavy, it's hard to talk about without spoiling story, but I will say the exploration of the areas was really fun. Kind of easy to navigate the game because you've got a mini map which tells you where to go anyway. But you can do a bit more exploring around the areas if you wanted to anyway. But yeah, like if you're into JRPGs, then this is definitely worth a go. I mean, because like the series itself originally I've always wanted to play anyway, and I actually have them on Steam because I got them years ago with the intention of playing them because they were on a massive sale, but I never played them. And then obviously when I heard about these remakes coming out, I thought I was going to wait for this because obviously this has come out. So basically the way the Trails series is done, there was an original trilogy called Trails in the Sky. And then they've done other games in the series, Trails of something.
The Legend of Heroes and stuff, isn't it, as well?
Yeah. Yeah, all different.
Universe, etc.
Yeah, so it's kind of like Final Fantasy, but they're kind like the games are set in the same kind of universe, but different characters when they're out of that initial trilogy, if that makes sense. But the Trails in the Sky trilogy is renowned by a lot of JRPG fans as the best of all of the games. There's been a lot of them. And the second part is coming out next year. And there was a trailer of the next game when you finished this one, because it ends on a tiny bit of a cliffhanger, ish, without spoilering anything. And I'm super hyped to play that when it comes out next year, because I do love a good JRPG with a really good story and really good combat, characters, and etc. etc. So and it's unashamedly very Japanese, which again I really like as well. So highly recommend it to fans of JRPGs in general. If you're not really into JRPGs, probably not, because it is, as I say, very traditional, because it is a remake of a very old game anyway. But I loved this game. This was a surprise to me this year. It wasn't on my radar at all. And obviously I've played some really good games this year, and this is definitely up there for me now. After finishing it, I just thought to myself, I want more of this. It's just so damn good. So yeah, if you're a big JRPG fan, check this out. Trails in the Sky. First chapter it's called, and I say second chapter is out next year. Definitely check it out. It's fantastic. Back to Graham.
Well, I haven't played a lot else apart from Ball Pit and my Power Wash game, but that's about it really for me. And I think we've already covered Ball Pit.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody's massively interested in power washing, but that's what I've been playing.
Anything else from you, Darren?
Yeah, just ins and outs on multiple stuff. But I will say I have started playing Lies of P again.
Oh, the DLC?
No, just the base game again on the PS5, because obviously I had it on the Xbox.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you wanted to go through again and
cheap now again,
yeah,
and get to the point where I can access the DLC there.
Oh, nice.
And stuff, but I love this game. It's just so fantastic. The whole aesthetic to it is
yeah.
I love it.
Oh, for sure.
It's on Game Catalog on PlayStation.
Is it?
Yeah, it was as a free. It was added as a freebie 1 month.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
on their games with all their version of like games with gold, I guess.
So yeah. So I've got it downloaded as well. So I do intend to go back and play it at some point as well.
I will say, I think the PS Plus catalog is pretty good now. Like, there's a lot of good games on there.
Talos Principle 2 is on there, actually, just been put on this week.
I'm really annoyed at that because I fucking bought that on Xbox last year. And I really love it. It's such a good game, man.
So I've just downloaded it as well. So I will go back and I'll give that a try as well.
It's fucking awesome, mate. Really good. And they've got Unicorn Overlord on there as well, which is not a game to be missed.
I've downloaded that too.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so I've got some games lined up to play. It's just finding the time.
Yes, and a bigger hard drive.
Yeah, I've got obviously. Sorry, carry on.
No, I put 4 terabytes in mine.
God, but that cost a few quid.
I got it on Black Friday last year, and I paid about 180 quid for it, I think.
That's not too bad, I guess. Nice.
And I thought, and it's fast as well.
Yeah.
Really fast.
Nice.
But worth doing.
Yeah. Another bonus, obviously, is with me playing this now on the PS5. It's got the PS5 Pro upgrade, which pretty much, as far as I can work out, makes it look like the quality mode in performance mode.
Nice.
Yeah.
Although there is another way, I think you can, if you've got 120 hertz TV, you can play it in like an even higher quality mode, at like 40 or 50. I think it only goes up to 50 on a high refresh rate monitor or TV. Sorry. So yeah, I'll just start with the 60, and it still looks absolutely beautiful. Still sounds beautiful. The whole vibe of the game and everything, the gameplay,
nice
level
design. It's a good
looking
game.
Nice, mate. Awesome. Oh, cool. Back to me, I guess then. In the Black Friday deals, obviously I signed back up to PS Plus, but also I noticed that Hitman Absolution, the Super Duper edition was on sale, and I don't actually own it anywhere, so I picked that up. Hitman World of Assassination. Sorry. Because I have played this on PC a long time ago, but I don't actually own it until now. And I forgot how good this was. I did. Wow, the graphics on it are just like, for a game that's quite a few years old now, it looks amazing, and it's just the way the levels are just so open for you to just assassinate your targets however you want. And then obviously there's a lot of replayability because there's all the challenges for killing them in certain ways and et cetera, et cetera. I was just like, wow. And then obviously with the new Slim Shady DLC coming in December, kind of pushed me to it as well. I was like, yeah, okay.
That was what Eminem thought you could buy the game.
Yeah,
but no, you would now obviously have access to all the three of the sort of mainland Hitman games, all in one place, all remastered, looking like they all belong together.
Well, there's a lot of levels, isn't there? So it's a lot. It's a lot of game for 35 quid. So
you're basically getting playgrounds in different countries, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah. So I was happy with that. But yeah, there's not really what else I can say about it really, because I've done the training and and I did the first level today, and I'm on to the second one, but not finished that one yet. So, but no, it's a fantastic game, man. I just couldn't believe like my eyeballs, and I was like, bloody hell, this game's how old, and it looks this good. Jeez.
Yeah, it's, like I say, graphics, depending on the style of the game or whatnot, they're decent enough. They haven't made like massive leaps over the years.
No.
I was going to say, obviously, like Liza P, it's like, what, 2 or 3 years old now?
Yeah.
And it still looks absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's that. I've played a couple of other games. Unless you played anything else, Darren?
Like I say, just bits and bobs on and off. The Final Fantasy 14, the Fortnite, the First Descendants, etc.
Yeah, nice. I've played a fuckload of Battlefield 6 this week online, and I just wanted to say a big thank you to everyone in the community for joining me. It's like being back on the Xbox 360 at times, because like Friday night I was just playing some Battlefield 6, and it's one of those multiplayer games where I just jump on my own because I'm happy. I like it. It's so much fun. I'm happy to just jump into the multiplayer games on my own. And the reason I say it's like being back on the 360 again, because whenever I jump on Battlefield, I jump in the voice chat on the Discord channel. And literally within 20 minutes, I had a full squad, in game of people from the Discord and in the game chat, in the Discord chat, and we're all just playing online. And it's very rare these days that happens organically without being organised. Like I'd literally just join voice chat on my own, start playing on my own, and then people would just join in my chat and join in the game. And I had a really good night. But yeah, I've been still playing it most days, to be fair. Just because it's just so much fun. They've added a new map now as well to the multiplayer California map, which is basically an American suburb, and it's actually really well done. With all the houses, and there's a golf course, and you can get in the golf buggies if you want and drive them around. Yes, I'm just loving this game, man. Absolutely loving it. I think I'm playing it the correct way, where I don't give a toss about the battle pass or the challenges. I'm just playing the game for fun's sake, and just really enjoying it that way. It's just so much fun just playing Conquest, and that's pretty much all I play. They did add a new mode in this update as well, and I did check it out. It's like I forget the name of it, but it's like a destruction mode. So there's two. So there's an attacker and a defending team. So there's two turns per game, and it's basically there's 2 or 3 areas on the map where you've got to destroy these boxes, and the defending team's obviously got to protect them, and then it's basically whichever team destroys the most boxes in the 6 minutes per round, and then that's it. It's okay, but I'm more of a conquest kind of guy, so that's kind of what I stick to because I love that. But yeah, having a really good time on that still at the minute. It's I've put over 100 hours into it already. It's not even been out that long. It's a fantastic experience. And the last game I've been playing this week, been having a lot of fun on as well online, is Ark Raiders. I really seem to be getting into this game a lot more now. And I think some of that's got to do with a couple of people in the Discord. So big shout out to Depths especially, because he keeps on messaging me on Discord asking me if I want to play. And I will say yes. So even last night, we had a couple of really good runs, managed to mop up a load of missions for me. And it was just a crazy fun time. And I also want to give a big shout out to D-Twin, because me and D-Twin jumped on and we had an absolute mental session as well, where we went onto a map to do some missions for D-Twin, and it was one of those missions where everything seemed to be going wrong. Every corner we turned, there was just loads of robots for us to fight. And then we ended up getting shot at by a couple of players as well. And it was literally down to the wire. We managed to, we couldn't believe it that we actually got to the end and managed to extract with I had no health. I had no health. I had no bandages. I had no shield recharges, and I had no ammo. I can't believe I made it out with him. And I think he only had a few bullets left himself. It was just an epic session. It was a 20-minute session. I actually recorded it as well and put it onto YouTube. So if you want to check out that crazy session, you can do on the 360 Gamercast YouTube channel. There's a link in the Ark Raiders Discord room as well. And I've just had some quite a lot of just really fun sessions on this with D-Twin and Depths this week, that it's just kind of made the game for me. Because the thing about the game is it's very simple, because it's the missions you've got to do are literally just, go into this world, go onto this level and collect these items or whatever for the quest giver. So it's all very simple, but when you're in a game, it's all about, which Ark enemies are going to come and fuck you up. Will the other players in the game be friendly or not? And that all adds to the tension. So that's what makes it. It's that randomness of just not knowing what's going to happen. And they did add a new level as well, which is kind of an Ark factory, so it's all indoors, but it's very large, and there's a lot of very tough enemies in there as well. There's this particular one called a shredder, and it will just shred the fuck out of you, so you got to be very careful and try and avoid it if possible. So yeah, really enjoying it, man. It's just one of those games where there's so much tension in there, and just some of the runs are just fucking nuts. It's a lot of fun, hell of a lot of fun, especially in co-op. I definitely have more fun with this in co-op than single runs, but some single runs can be just as crazy. But I like the added factor of you're with someone and you're chatting and fighting together and stuff. So, and obviously D-Twin's playing it on the PS5, and we found that the cross-play was flawless. It worked great. So that's really good. So, yeah, Ark Raiders, great game. check it out if you haven't already. It's probably, well, I can see this on the Discord being a lot of people's game of the year, just for the fun factor that people have been having on it. So that's all I've played.
Nice.
Yeah.
Not played Black Ops 7.
No.
That's getting some awful reviews.
I know. Oh, just on Battlefield, just while we're talking about that, I did see in the news, I did miss this out. It's now the best-selling game of the year.
Yeah.
And I don't think Black Ops 7 has sold very well at all, Graham.
No, it's been user bombed on, I think on Metacritic. It was on something like a 1.5 at one point.
Yeah, it's definitely, I think it's the lowest selling Call of Duty for many years. And you can't go...
It's still a sold a hell of a lot, I can imagine.
Yeah, but it's just shit. Oh, I'm sorry, it's just shit. I played the first single player level and was just like, nah, this isn't for me. And I played 2 games of multiplayer and was like, meh. Back to Battlefield and Arc Raiders for me. And I think a lot of people feel the same way, to be quite honest with you. You know, there's higher quality products out there now.
Just what a shame, though.
It's the Microsoft effect, unfortunately, I think. It just seems to be everything that Microsoft touch now, gaming-wise, just seems to fail.
Turn to shit.
Yeah, it's become... The suits, as soon as the suits got involved, it's all gone to shit, unfortunately. And it kind of reminded me of that.
But pumping these out year on year as well, aren't they?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. But
Plus,
it has
while
been...
they're doing that, they're running the other mode that makes them all the money.
Warzone, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a shame, mate, because COD used to be the multiplayer game that I just always used to gravitate to, even up to a year or two ago. Like, I still had fun on it. And even though I didn't have high hopes for Blob 7, I was still in the back of my head thinking, I still hope it's good. Because, you know, it's nice to drop in and out with other people in the community and get on COD, but nah, it's not for me. It's been deleted off my PC. I won't be playing it, mate. I'm all about the Battlefield and Arc Raiders. You know, for my multiplayer fun times, that's it for me. You know, so you'll always see me mainly on Battlefield, but also on Arc Raiders as people message me for some co-op fun times. So, yeah. Crazy times. So, yeah. That's Arc Raiders. Get on it. Boom. Anything else you want to talk about?
I think that's everything.
Not off the top of my head.
Wow. Wow. We are done. 1 hour and 52 minutes. Crazy, baby. Crazy.
Oh, that's something I will mention. I did muck around with a little bit, and I literally mean just a little bit. If you own One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 on disc or digital, you can now do a free upgrade to the PS5 version of the game.
Oh, nice.
Which annoyingly comes with its own separate trophy list.
Oh, okay.
Which I wish it was just like them together, like, you know, where you look at the list and it says like, but well, back in the day, it used to say PS3, PS4, and Vita, didn't it? On certain games in one list, but no. But it basically gives the game, makes it run a lot better, looks better when you're actually in game. I will say the pre-recorded sort of pre-rendered cutscenes are the same sort of resolution, I guess, as the original one. But it's worth doing if you have a PS5 and you own the game already, because it's free, basically.
Yeah.
You could also do that with Hellblade as well.
Oh, nice.
Now possible if you own the physical disc to upgrade it to a PS5 edition or version of it.
Nice. Since we're at the end, I just want to give a big shout out to the people who are server boosting on Discord. So that's myself, Darkest Frost, and Brooksy. Thank you very much, guys, for boosting the server. That gives us higher audio quality and other little perks as well. So that's pretty cool. So thank you very much. And a big shout out to all the Patreons. You are all super awesome. James Walker, Alpa Aiden, Matthew Crumpton, Zacalyptic. He's also been listening on Twitch tonight. Krusty Boy, Danny Brooks, James Daly, James Bartlett, Robin Fahy, Ben Ansell, Eric DeHorn, Leon Hunter, Anthony Johnson, Daz Poz, Craig Wood, Matthew Kelly, Paul Hicken, Jason Adams, Ryan O'Kane, John Levitt, Turner, John Smith, and Brian. So thank you very much to all of you guys. You are super awesome. And if there's nothing else from Graham or Darren, we'll end it here, I guess.
I think that's it.
Wow. Crazy times. All right. Well, so from all of us here, it's been awesome. Nice to have you both back, Graham and Darren. And yeah. So from all of us here, it's been emotional. We will see you next week. Goodbye.